keep her clipped.
And she's the director of the choir, too.
Just a little verklempt.
And she's the director of the choir.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yep.
So, we're small but we're mighty. So let's get started with let's get that started with sweet Holy Spirit. Jen, will you come up and help lead it? And Eileen, please.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. For those that are not aware, did you get a program? Did you get a program? On the back of your program are the words to Sweet Holy Spirit. We sing it 3 times through at the beginning of the service to set the container for a beautiful day.
I'm over here playing Martin Scorsese, okay?
We can't stop a person and her art.
That's right.
Take a nice deep breath. And let us be here just in the love of Mother's Day and all the ways that we mother and in all the ways that we are mothered.
Thank you for the audience applause.
I was doing the right thing by turning my phone, by turning the ringer off
Yes,
during
yes.
service on my phone. Hint.
May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May we wrap it all around this feeling that we found. And may the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May we wrap it all around this feeling that we found. And may the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. May we wrap it all around this feeling that we found. And may the sweet Holy Spirit fill this place. So breathe in that beautiful energy and feel the wonderful loving container that is encasing us all. And let's start this beautiful day, this wonderful Mother's Day. So is it announcements, Nick? Or? Announcements. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do announcements. So let's start with Dottie and Corky are fine. They're in Reno. So they're having a wonderful time, and Corky texted the other day and said that Dottie is doing very well on the penny machines. So let's just hope that beautiful luck keeps up, you know. So they're enjoying themselves very much, and I'm here today. I'm Rev Anne Corbin, for those of you that don't know me. And for those of you that do, just a reminder. Happy Mother's Day. So next week, let's start with the next week announcements of the UCM annual conference. Yes. So Eileen, the one thing I'll say is I have raffle tickets here that Corky left for me to sell. So if anybody's interested in raffle tickets, this is a 50-50 raffle, folks. I won last year and I brought home like $420. So this is a really awesome thing, and you do not need to be present in order to win. The tickets are 1 for $5 or 5 for $20. So if you want some, please see me after the service. I'm more than happy to sell some tickets to you. The conference is next week. Eileen, would you like to speak a little bit more to the conference, please?
Well, it has been definitely a labor of love, and there's a lot of very exciting things, including the sale of t-shirts Yes.
And absolutely gorgeous t-shirts. We now have the symbol of UCM that is available. It is made of wood, which is such a wonderful reminder of our connection to nature. And Crystal Chambers, who is the one who is the creator of both the t-shirts and the medals, will be there.
And she made earrings too.
And she made earrings too, and she also has lovely sacred art or sacred geometry pieces. And the pieces that are UCM pieces will, of course, UCM will receive income from. And all the other pieces, she said that she would also donate to the UCM for the other pieces as well. For those of you who are members of the church, you will be able to come to the Friday night annual meeting. That'll be the business aspect, where you guys get to find out what's going on in the church, and we will be announcing the new board members. We will also be getting everybody up to date on financials, the things that, the directions that the church is gonna be going, new things that are gonna be coming in. And we will also be available there for any questions, and for, through the weekend. If any one of the officers are there and you've got a question, including myself, please come up and ask us. This is our time to be available to you. And Saturday is just gonna be chock full of just fun and amazing. We've got the healer practitioners, we've got psychics that are gonna be there. We have the silent auction, which has some amazing stuff that is going to be available for the silent auction. So please come in and take a look at them. We are also having, the 50-50 raffle, which is, it's probably one of the easiest ways to run a raffle, and everybody gets a prize that they would like, which is cash. And as Ann said, you do not have to be present to win.
Right.
Sunday we'll be having the...
Let's remember Gary Springfield.
Yes, Gary
Yes.
Springfield will be teaching, doing
He's
a workshop.
Yeah.
He'll be speaking, and he will be doing the Sunday service. We've also got our wonderful Reverend Smitty,
Yes.
who will be doing dowsing.
Yes.
As we have the healing practitioners, Reverend Minister, soon to be Reverend Donna Christensen, who will be one of those who will be ordained on Sunday right here. So please join us here for that celebration.
Too.
Huh?
And the choir.
And the choir is singing. So it's just going to be an amazing weekend. And for those of you who may not know a whole lot about UCM, please come on Saturday and find out about us, find out more about us, because we are one of the few churches that truly embrace the idea that many rivers lead to the same ocean.
Right.
You have your own unique relationship, and maybe it's a combination of stuff, and maybe it's something that is just between you and God. But we want everybody to have an opportunity to express their way of prayer. And oh, by the way, we want to hear it because we think it's cool. Whatever it is that you have, we want to share with you. And it is, as it is my honor to be the 12th president of the organization. I am just so humbled by the effort that has been put out by everyone, and actually afterwards, getting all the money and the silent auction stuff, I really want to acknowledge Reverend Anne, because she's one of the ones who was there when everybody else was chatting, making sure that all the bids come in and all the money straightened out and putting it in nice neat stacks with labels.
No joke.
So we truly appreciate that.
No joke.
But please, 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 if you have any questions about it, you can check the UCM website and ask myself, Reverend Anne, and just come, because it's going to be an amazing gathering. We've been here for over 110 years, and we're just getting started.
Yes.
Yes.
So I would invite you, I work at a wonderful nonprofit called the Bill Wilson Center, Center for Living with Dying program. And I've been spreading this out to my coworkers. And we have been reaching some younger folks. So I really invite you, it's for us seasoned folks, but it's also for our younger generation. And one of the, I have a couple of friends of mine at work that honor Ramadan, okay? And so they are fasting, and so I said, well, we'll just put away food for you, your favorite food, for after sunset. So if they have something at lunch that they really like, we're going to pack it away for them. And they said, thank you for even considering to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I mean, let us embrace this time to invite our community. So I mean, I'm literally picking up people off the street, you know, let's see what we can do about bringing it in, because people need a spiritual community. They need this spiritual community. They need this support, and we need our younger generation. You know, so let's bring them on in.
Yes.
Let's bring them, you know, into the fold and let them know that they are not alone.
We want UCM to be
Yes.
carrying on for another
Yes.
100 years
Yes.
plus. So, thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Dr. Eileen. Thank you so much, Reverend Janet. So, for the sake of people who are not aware, UCM is our parent church, Universal Church of the Master, and we are a charter, the Center for Creative Living. And the event on Saturday will be at the United
United
Church-
Christian
Church.
Church of Campbell,
the United Christian Church of Campbell. It's on
400 West Campbell Avenue.
Yeah. And then on Sunday, we will be here. And then we forgot to mention that our beautiful Corey is also catering a dinner.
Yes.
So, and I think she's having lasagna as always, and
That's it.
you know, and
And
that's,
it's amazing gluten-free lasagna.
Yeah, she makes-
Holy moly.
she will make gluten-free lasagna as well, and so for all of us that can't eat gluten, we love that. So-
Gluten-free vegetarian lasagna.
Yes.
It's delicious.
So on the inside of your program, we have many other announcements. Talking about, let's see, our choir practice, first and third Sundays of the month. So if you're interested in singing and you decide you want to join the choir, just show up at a practice. And I have the handsome Ronnie Grigsby there, the Reverend Ronnie, that has an announcement. Could you please do that?
This afternoon at 2 or 3 this afternoon. And also next weekend. Next weekend is the last weekend of The Wiz. For those of you that haven't gotten a chance to see it, some guy named Ronnie's in it.
And he's fabulous.
Everywhere.
Nice. He
but-
does a wonderful job.
Anyway, if you want to have some fun and some laughs, we're at Sunnyvale
Community theater.
Community Theater in Sunnyvale.
There's a sign on the door.
There's a big sign on the door, so come over and help us ease down the road.
That's right.
I saw it last night. It was really worthwhile.
Yes.
It was really, really worthwhile. It's a lot of laughs and some beautiful costumes, amazing makeup, and just incredible acting and incredible singing. And our wonderful Reverend Ronnie is in that, and we love to honor him and go see his shows whenever possible. Yes, Miss Donna?
Hi, I just wanted to mention, I got a call yesterday from Patty Ray.
Mhm.
She's in need of transportation, if anyone is available. She needs transportation to the doctor's office, and she does pay for your, she does pay.
For your
someone
time.
to assist her with that. So if you can, I forgot her number today, I forgot my purse.
I have her number if anybody needs her
Okay,
number, so you can come see
if anyone is
me.
able to, that would
Ronnie?
be wonderful. She is flexible, so if you know what day you're available, she'll call her doctor's office and make the appointment for that day.
Yeah.
And then we have Reiki today at
Oh,
church.
so today is Reiki. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And that's the second Sunday. That was going to be my next announcement. So thank you, Donna. Yes, Tamara.
I just wanted to thank everybody for their prayers for my sister. She has turned the corner. It looks like she's gonna make it.
Blessed be. That's wonderful. Yes, thank you so much for letting us know that. Really appreciate it. So it's the second Sunday of the month is the Reiki share. And Donna, is it Reiki open to all?
From 12:30 to 1:30.
From 12:30 to 1:30, and then after 1:30 is for practitioners only. So practitioners practicing on practitioners. Please have a seat. And then on the fourth Sunday of the month, we have our beautiful Amina, who does the pet communication and behavior. She is an amazing pet psychic, and she has such a wonderful connection with all creatures, and including plants. And she's just phenomenal. And if you want to learn something about your cat or your dog or your bird or your gecko or whatever, and find out why they're not behaving or why they are behaving the way they are, and maybe something is going on with them, it's a wonderful thing to do. That's the fourth Sundays from 12:30 to 2:30, and normally in the community room next door, right? Okay, so right here. So thank you so much for that. And let's see, that's our recurring Sunday activities. The inside of your program has all kinds of events that are coming up, including the UCM annual conference. So many things happening in this center all the time. So we welcome you to take the inside home with you. Please leave this outside for us so we don't have to keep reprinting those. Thank you. Okay, anything else? I think we're good. All right, so if I can have our beautiful Dr. Reverend Eileen Augustine come up and give our opening prayer, please.
Thank you, Reverend Annie. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are moms, happy Mother's Day. And the thing is, I can't think of a single person who isn't a mom.
Right.
Someone who nurtures, someone who is there for someone. Birth is a physiological event. Being a mother is something entirely different. And, I can't wait for Annie's talk today on that. But the thing is, the one thing that being a mother does not require is having given birth to someone. So I'd like everyone to take a nice deep breath in. And as you let it out, just let anything that's weighing on your body, your mind, or your spirit to kind of fall into a little imaginary basket next to you. That's your care basket. And whatever it is that's weighing on you in this place and in this space, you don't need to hold on to it. And if you're done learning from it, feel free to leave it behind. Dear, blessed, and wonderful Creator, we thank you for this day and we thank you for our lives. We thank you for all the blessings that you give to us in each and every moment and each and every breath. We thank you as the Father, Mother, God, for being our mother. We thank you for loving us unconditionally. We thank you for helping us get back up when we've fallen. We thank you for always believing in us. We thank you even when we're angry at you, you still love us. Even when we ignore you, you love us. And when we've gotten ourselves into trouble, you're still there saying, okay, we're going to get out of this. I'm here. We thank you for being there when we're afraid. We thank you for all the mothers that we've had, and especially for those mothers who you felt were so very special that you called them home. And we know that they're angels who watch over us, with their love being as eternal as yours. We thank you for the blessing of those who act to mother those who they did not give birth to, those who watch over and who protect and who guide and who fuss and who worry. We know that you're with every mother who is waiting for their child to call when they're out late. We know that you're there next to every mother who is praying that their children will be okay. And we know there's been so much hard stuff going on in the world, Creator, and we know there's been so much to fear, and there's been so much to weigh us down and make us discouraged, but you always are there to say, I know it's bad, but you're not alone. I'm here. Creator, thank you for being you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving us to a level that we cannot even comprehend, but we can feel. And whatever it means to you, we wish you a wonderful day and happy Mother's Day. For all your creation to the next 7 generations and beyond, Aho Matako Yasin, Ago, 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 by earth, sea, and sky, Namaste, Shalom, Salam Alaikum, blessed be. Amen. Thank you so much for that beautiful
Probably want to keep those maybe down. Clyde. Perfect timing. Come on in. You know, it's interesting because we're going to do our meditation in a moment, and I'm so grateful and so thankful for our community because, you know, putting on a church service is a community job. And I'm so thankful for everybody that is here in support and in love. And every time I turn around, our congregation is growing, and so I'm really excited about that. So I am moved, and I will be moved at the beginning of my talk. I'm going to sing a song that's in honor of anyone whose mother that has passed that they want to honor. But first, let's have our meditation. And so Reverend Janet, Dr. Reverend Janet, Reverend Dr. Janet? I never know how the titles go, but they're all there. Reverend Dr.
Just
Janet.
call me Jan Jan.
Jan, thank you so much.
And my wonderful Reverend Ronnie Briggs.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, yes. And we just invite you to settle into this comforting bowl of energy and love that we have all created by our presence here. Just allow yourself to feel and know that you are not alone, that everyone in this room is a gift to your soul, as you are a gift to their souls. And as you complete releasing any worries or concerns, just know that you are held in the loving arms. Spirit shows up in so many ways. And if we are quiet and open to the gift that they bring, we can refill our bucket of energy and love. So we would love for you to go now to a garden. This is a beautiful spring garden. It can be in any part of the world that you want. Any special garden that gives you that connection with our beautiful Mother Earth. Allow your feet to feel the earth, the soil beneath you. Allow your arms and hands and body to feel the breeze flowing through the garden. Allow your eyes to feast upon the colors and the shapes of this garden. Fragrance of the garden to fill up your senses. It is the fragrance of the divine. As you drink in through your five senses the beauty of this garden, notice that there is a particular plant, a particular flower that is calling you. And this plant has a message for you. For your life right now. allow yourself to gently sit down and listen to the wisdom of this flower or this plant. There is a specific message just for you on this day, on this Mother's Day. Just allow yourself to receive it. It might be a message of empowerment. It might be a message of gentleness and love. It might be a message of compassion. Maybe forgiveness. Maybe joy. Maybe lightness. Whatever this message is, allow your entire body to receive it. And allow yourself to now be bathed in this entire garden. Just allow yourself to lie down. And as you receive, so you give out. The energy of new growth, of spring, of the birth of all that you can be. And we just give thanks. We give thanks for Creator, for all the forms in which we are taken care of, in all the ways that we are held, and in all the ways that we are set free to be our best selves, and for all the ways that we are connected. We give thanks. Oh, the fragrance of this garden fills me up, reminds me I am whole. Oh, the wind softly caresses me, and I know that I am whole. Every dream, every seed, every hope, and every need beats in this moment, dreams this purpose, and I call upon my ancestors, every mother, every father, all that have held me forever. Dream my
We are held in the loving arms. Oh, we are held in the loving arms. In the loving arms. In the loving arms. We are held in the loving arms. And just allow yourself to breathe that in. Just breathe that in, my friends. And know that we are each other's loving arms. We are held in the loving arms of God. We are the loving arms for our earth, and she is the loving arms for us. And we are the loving arms, most importantly, for the child within, who is our future, who is our hope. Breathe that in, feel your feet on the floor, feel the chair supporting you, and with every breath, we are held in the loving arms.
Take a nice deep breath, and when you're ready, open your eyes. That was powerful. Thank you so much.
My honor.
Ronnie, I could feel that drum like right behind me and just the energy just sort of filling my soul. That was really cool. I liked sitting there. That was really cool. So how many people here have either, lost their moms or their grandmoms or, people? So, yeah, I've lost a grandmother. I'm very blessed that I still have my mom, but I've lost all my grandmas. And so I believe that, nothing ever dies, especially spirit, obviously. The body does. The body stops, but spirit goes on. So I'd like to sing this in honor of all those spirits that are out there. And I want to give thanks to Mozart for the tune and John Anderson for the words. See through this teaching light shines around my being. Out in the midst of timelessness, I see your face. Hold me closer now, each and every feeling now is calm. At last this majesty is come. Hear me through your love. See me in the light you are. Hold me closer to the earth and all that is. Now I see your true light. Now my heart is come. God of love and light will shine. Is come at last. We love you, moms. We love you, grandmas. So my topic today was, are you my mother? And where did that come from? Everybody remember the little book that was written for little children? Okay, and and where the little bird is hatched from his nest, but the mother has run off to go find food for her baby bird, and the baby bird jumps down from the nest and says, I gotta find my mom. Are you my mother? Are you my mother? And and he goes to a cow, and the cow says, I'm a cow, how can I be your mother? You're a bird, So finally, the bird actually walks right past his mother, who is like digging up for worms and looking for all the different food for the baby. And then somehow he gets onto like a, what do you call it? Like what do they call those things that go up in the air? That's machine that my brain is gone. So he gets up onto a crane, and it actually puts him right back into his nest again. And his mother shows up just in time and says, "There's my mother." So she has food for him. So Doc Eileen, you're going to go ahead and she's going to pass out some paper, and at some point we're going to do some work around this. But let's talk about mothers a little bit, because everybody has one, right? We all were given birth, but not everybody felt that their mother was their actual mother. And sometimes there could have been abuse. There could have been other situations. Maybe your mother was someone who was a teen mother, and she had to give you away for adoption. I mean, there's just so many different things, right? But we all end up somehow or another, I hope, that we all found some nurturing somewhere. And that nurturing is interesting because it can come from anywhere, right? It can be, well, for me it was my next door neighbor. My next door neighbor was my second mom as I was growing up. Her name was Ellen, and she was a beautiful, wonderful lady, and I just adored her. And she helped me through a lot of my troubled times when I was with my mom. And it could be, your adopted parents. It could be your best friend. It could be an animal. It could be, the mountains, the trees, the rivers. Any of that could have been a mothering energy for you. Because, not everybody got that nurturing at home. And, the interesting thing is that, people think that mother just means female. And I disagree with that very, very much. I really do disagree with that. And because, I have a friend who, that works with me. He and his husband have adopted 2 little children. And both of them, they both were, had the surrogate mother. And so they have, a little girl who's about 3 and a little boy who is about 6 months old. And they were there for the birth of each of these children. They went through all of everything to be this. They are some of the most nurturing, magnificent people I've ever met in my life. And they call it, Daddy and Papa is what they are. And so, and to me, Daddy can be Mom too. How many people have had a male figure in their life that was a mom to them? And, yes. And then there's also the fact that, did you know that, seahorses?
Mm-hmm.
Male seahorses are the ones that get pregnant.
That's right.
So not all mothers are female. And many of the men and male have a role in nurturing. I believe that even the male lion, correct me if I'm wrong, Ramana, but I believe that they stay and they nurture the children. The baby comes while the mother goes out and does the hunting. She brings the food, but I think it's more to feed the male lion than anything else. But she is the protector of the family. And as a mom, we're also protectors, right? And in my lifetime, the word mother always kind of had a weird sense, because my mom would always say to me, "Don't call me mother."
Uh-oh.
she didn't like that word because mother was kind of derogatory, right? In some senses. So it was always either mom or mama or mommy, you know, whatever. My nickname is Mama. It has been since I was 16 years old, so I guess I kind of have that nurturing energy as well. And so mother was an interesting word for me, but then I learned things like Mother Nature, Mother God, Mother Goddess. You know, all that loving, you know, what do they say? But it's not nice to fool Mother Nature, you know. Mothers aren't always. But that became a very mothering thing. And I was reading online the other day about spiritual mothering. And I thought, you know, it was interesting because they related it strictly to the Catholic religion, that there are women that are considered, or even girls, that can become a spiritual mother. And what they do is they are actually nurturers who help people who might be orphans. They help with, they volunteer for a lot of different things. And they give their mothering energy, not necessarily, it's not their children. They say sometimes it's a mothering to the priests. Having not come from a Catholic family, I would not be aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
But, of what that is. But they do call them spiritual mothers. And I've always felt that I was kind of a spiritual mother, even though I'm not Catholic. That because, like I said, people started calling me Mama at a very young age. So, what is it that creates that energy, right? What is it that creates that? And some of us might have a bit of a negative feeling about that word mother. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to have some fun. And we're going to create an affirmation for ourselves for the word mother. Because, and so, but I'd like to just first, I'm going to see if anybody wants to get involved with some of this, but, or even talk about any experiences or any mom experiences that you've had. But, because I personally have been very, very blessed. My mom and I have had our moments, but we are very close and very strong in our love for one another. I had my second mom growing up, and I had Ellen. I've had many moms in my life, including our Reverend Dottie Boone, who, when I was having trouble with my mom, called me one day and said, I think you might need a mom in your life. Would you like it to be me? And I said, oh, yes. I think a lot of us here consider Dottie sort of our mom. And her wonderful Wow, her mom, who we called Wow affectionately. So many magnificent people. Is there anybody out there that had like an amazing mom story that they'd like to share before we get into our happy little affirmation for mother? Anybody here? Yes, Amina.
Tamara will know this one. She helped me with, so when I was a small girl, I had a best friend, and they were in the military, so traveled back and forth, and all that kind of, but Mrs. Smith, I don't know her by her first name, and Tamara did a reading for us because I'd never talked to her. And her spirit didn't know you could talk to live people, so it was quite enlightening. But she showed me love. She showed me kindness. She showed me how to be a good person. She showed me a family. Everything, we got to make Pepto-Bismol in her kitchen, meaning everything in a cup mixed together and destroy her kitchen. And it has lasted a lifetime.
Wow.
To teach me that there was another way to be. Because I didn't have a relationship with my mother.
What a blessing. That's amazing. That's really wonderful. And bless Mrs. Smith. Yes, Jan.
Well, I have to just follow up with that story because I have a story about Ms. Smith, who was so funny because for those of you that know, I come from also a military family, and we moved every 2 years, as the Reverend Dr. Eileen and she and I have shared that many about that struggle because it stops you from making connections for very long, moving very quickly. And Ms. Smith, so my family is, I'm a cashew, okay, so I'm a special kind of nut. My mother was Catholic and my father was Jewish. But as a result, we had the menorah and the Blessed Mother on our table, we had, we did observe some of those things, but they were very spiritual people, but I really didn't have that religious grounding. And Ms. Smith, an African-American woman that lived next door to us, she came up and she goes, okay, Janet, you're going to church. And I said, okay. And my mother said, that would be great. And I think I was about 5 or 6. And she said, so this is what you need for church. And she said, you need a hat, Martha, you need, and she gave me the whole rundown. And then she introduced me to her church. And her church was the singing church. I mean, they lifted up the praises, right? And that beautiful Miss Smith got me into music. She inspired me. I thought, when I'm singing, I feel so connected to Spirit. When I'm singing and praying, this is it. And so she nurtured me for 2 years. But she was very funny. She said, so Ms. Janet, she said, she taught me also etiquette, which I did not know. So I would be running up and hugging people. And she goes, don't do that quite yet. She goes, you ask for permission first. And she taught me, how to be in the world in a social way, because I really just know my own family, So I have to thank Ms. Smith.
Blessings from Mrs. Smith. That's beautiful magic. You can stand, it's okay, if you can. Would you like a microphone?
Oh my goodness, that Ms.
As we're talking today about mothers, I never realized I just had an insight that I'd like to share with all of you. I never had an experience of being a mother, i.e. the nourishment, the closeness, the support. She was very disciplinarian, and that's what she learned from her culture. And I got really clear what I did is I mothered myself.
Yes, that's what today is all about.
And so I thought maybe some of you might get an insight about that, because some of us just didn't have that nourishing and that hugging. Now I also realized my partner was my mother.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah,
Whatever one I got.
that's
Thanks for letting me
wonderful.
share.
Beautiful, thank you, Magic. Hang on one second. I see 3 other people here. Just wanted to add to that. That is really, sometimes we do have to be our own mother. And it's amazing, how that can happen. So I saw Eileen, and then Mel and Ronnie, okay, and then Amanda, okay. Eileen?
With my mother, Irene Janet Danzy Augustine. My mom had my oldest brother in April of 60, my older sister in April of 61, me in August of 62, and my younger brother in October of 63.
Was she committed after
And
that?
we were military, and my dad was gone most of the time, so my mother was 24/7, 365 days a year with no break mom. And she had to become a mother at 14 when her mother died. And so she mothered her brothers and took care of people. She wasn't a real huggy person. I mean, she was with her grandchildren. It's like, okay, you give money, you give candy. Where was this when I was? Because I was the one raising you.
Who are you, woman?
Yeah. But I remember once I wanted to learn to knit, and it was like one of these little toy knitting sets
Those things are
that
sucky.
had like the little pins that were like toothpicks.
Oh, yeah, those things.
And my mother she developed a condition where she had splits in her fingers. And so, but she was gonna teach me to knit. And as we were sitting there, and she's trying to do it, and she would poke herself, and I'd see her just kind of wince and take a breath, and she kept going, and I wanted her to stop because I felt like it was hurting her. And no, baby, you can do this, here, let me show you. And her patience in doing that. And she always was calm. She was always, she told me later, no, I wasn't. She used to go into the bathroom. We always wondered why mom took a lot of showers. She would go into the bathroom and sit on the floor of the shower and cry. And that was when she would cry, because she never let us see her cry. Because she felt we needed her to be strong. And it wasn't until when she was passing from this life and our roles had reversed that she really told me what it meant to live her life as a mother. And I didn't think it was possible to love her more or admire her more or appreciate her more than when I heard about what was going on inside of her when we weren't around and what she was going through. And everything that I am as a mother, I thank her for.
Thank you, Eileen. My mom, my father died when I was 5, and my mother remarried when I was about 6 and a half, and she divorced that man when I was 13. But he remained my dad my entire life, until he passed. Well, he's still my dad, but he passed last September. When I was 13, my mother had to go to work. And I had a younger sister and brother. You know, I'm 8 years older than my sister, 9 years older than my brother. And I became the mom of the family. And my brother used to run into the house sometimes and he'd go, Ann, I'm home. And, you know, I made sure they did their homework and I made sure that they did all of that. So in my adult life, I felt like I kind of did the mom thing. I started, you know, babysitting when I was 9 years old and I was kind of everybody's second mom and whatever. And yet, you know, I do have a son, who's almost 40. Wow. But I'm still older than him. And I'm so proud of him and so happy that I did become a mom and that I was able to carry that on. And I'm so grateful that I still have my sister and brother in my life and that, you know, that I can, you know, still appreciate the loving relationship that we shared as we were growing up. So Mel, you had a quick story you want to share? Or? Yeah.
Hopefully I can make it through without crying, because there's a lot of energy in this.
Yes, there is.
There is a lot of energy.
There is.
So, my mom was, as some of you may know, Mom passed away in October.
Yeah.
So I'm still working on that. But she was the kind of mom that, you know, we would have, well, for one, when I thought it was ugly, she was always reminding me that I'm not, which was one of the most awesome things. And we would go camping in the backyard with our friends, right? We'd have friends come over, set up the tents in the backyard and camp. In the morning, Mom was always out there with the electric frying pan on a picnic table, making pancakes.
Oh, wow.
So we had pancake breakfasts every time we went camping in the backyard,
Love that.
which was really awesome, and I think that's part of my pancake addiction. I have to have pancakes every weekend, so.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mom.
Thank you,
Thank you.
I
Money?
love that story, thanks. Isn't it? That's amazing.
I grew up the sixth child of 7 children. My mother actually got pregnant 11 times.
Oh, wow.
Mom and Dad didn't have a formal education, so they made sure that we all graduated high school.
Wow.
Some of us went on to college. Some of us, me, went on to be in the military. Mom raised us pretty much by herself.
Wow.
Dad was the type of, you know the old Temptation song, Papa was a Rolling Stone?
Right.
That was my father. But this is what's really interesting about where I grew up. There were a bunch of single moms that lived in this neighborhood. And if one of the kids, we lived almost in the middle of the block, kind of at the other end of the block. If one of us did something wrong, one of the other mothers would call
That
us
was
and
another
say,
one.
Miss Grigsby, I just saw your child. And when she hung up the phone, another one would call and say, Miss Grigsby, your child just did this. About the time we got home, Mom had a full report of what that child had done.
Love it.
I was raised by total single women on the block. The last time I went to visit the lady that lived next door to me, Kevin and I were in my hometown, which is about 8 miles from Mel's hometown.
Oh, wow.
I walked up to this door and I knocked on the door, and excuse this English, but this is the lady that lived next door to me. She said, "Who is it?" I said, "It's Ronnie." She said, "Get your ass in here, boy." She was one of the women that raised me.
Oh.
Today, if I were to go into my hometown and go to these people's homes, I would be welcome into their homes, into their children's homes,
That's right.
as brother and sister,
Yes, it's me.
not as a kid that we raised, that we lived in different houses. That was how we were raised.
Takes a
My
village.
mom, to the day that she passed away, to the day that she left this planet, anybody who met her when they left, they were calling her mom,
That's right.
because that was the spirit that she
I
had.
can attest to that. She was amazing. She just radiated life.
And when she passed, this is what's amazing. When she passed with a smile on her face.
Yes, she did.
Blessed be.
We had because one of my brothers didn't want to cremate her, we had an open casket funeral. We opened the casket and there she was laying there with a smile. It was like she was asleep.
And right after she died, she had a smile.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You know, it does take a village, and I was very blessed to have a village of people helping me as well. Amanda?
Okay, so, I didn't, growing up, my mom, she was always working or going to school. So my grandma, actually, I will have to